Welcome to your Tuesday, which is now officially the start of the week because this is the pop culture roundup, which usually is Monday, but we do it Tuesday. So now this is the start of your week. You are allowed to officially start the week. With us, as always, is my co-host, which we were just talking. We are both on the verge of a mental breakdown, which is so exciting for podcasting, because if we can do that during this next 45 minutes to an hour, I feel like it'll be huge for the numbers. You know her from her new podcast that it's in second season. It's not new, but the second season is new. So True with Sophie Ross, also her Substack, also her Twitter, the one and only Sophie Ross. Sophie, how are we hanging in there?
Hello.
Where in the world is Sophie Ross? You're in New York, but you were in Arizona yesterday. You were in Greece the week before.
My internal clock is so off right now. I was going to just work from home today, and then someone put something on my calendar that I was like, I need to go into the office for that. And so I ended up going.
I feel like you're in The Bachelor. I feel like you go somewhere each week like they do on The Bachelor before COVID.
No, we're done for a while. This was just like a wedding that we had, and we're done. I'm flying for Thanksgiving and that stuff, obviously, to see family. But in terms of going to destinations, done until February, March of next year. And we're so relieved. We're both so sick of freaking airports. I'm so tired of them. And I know it's a privilege to be able, I'm so blessed that I know it's a privilege. I don't want to sound spoiled and ungrateful. I swear to God, they added more rows into the United flight so they can make more money. We had 5 centimeters. And then the person in front of you will jack their chair all the way back. And then you have 2 centimeters. Oh my God.
Those are my favorite TikTok stories now, are the ones of the people getting into, I know this is so dark, getting into fights on the actual airplanes. This person put their seat back 2 centimeters and then the guy shoved her up forward. And I'm like, people are losing their damn minds in these airports and airplanes.
I swear to God, it's just the worst place. Every airport I've been to is the worst place. I'm sorry. I just hate airports, and I get it. I really do understand the flying private thing. I would do it. I wouldn't do it for 45 minutes, but yes, I absolutely would.
Well, we're going to talk about Kim and flying private later on in the show. Also, I want to give a big happy birthday to your dude. Today is his happy birthday. We don't say, I don't know where we're at on saying his name or not, but so what do you do for somebody? This is your second birthday with him of his? Or is this his first?
Basically, we started dating 2 days after his birthday last year.
That's good. You didn't have to buy him anything.
I know, but it's basically our 1-year anniversary and his birthday. So I'm doing it's what do you get the man who has everything? I feel like he has everything. So I got him. I'm not going to spoil it just in case. I'm getting
just in case he listens to this show.
Just in case he listens. But I'm getting him tickets for a cool experience that we're going to do together.
Maroon 5?
Yeah.
In Vegas?
Maroon 5 residency. Oh my God, you spoiled it.
Sorry.
And yeah, I'm making something too, a little scrapbook with memories and stuff. So yeah,
she's going for best girlfriend of the year, you guys. That's what she's going for now. Unfortunately, your life seems to be going good in the capacity of love, but other lives in the capacity of love don't seem to be going good. This is a horrible segue into Kim and Kanye. Last Sunday, it was after we had already talked, Kanye had posted somebody taught him how to use Instagram stories. And he said, London, I know how you're feeling. I lost my queen too. Now, at this point, what can we do to help Kanye move on? Because also he's annoying the F out of me. Did you see today? There's fashion shows happening all the time now for some reason. I don't understand fashion, and I know you do, but he wears an All Lives Matter shirt at his surprise Yeezy fashion show today. No, he did White Lives Matter. The shirt said White Lives Matter. Did you see this?
Yeah. He's just lost. I mean, he's doing everything for attention. He's doing it for attention. Everyone's giving it to him. He also is mentally unwell. Yeah, I don't know what other explanation there is.
Do you think there's ever a chance?
That's my DoorDash, by the
way.
Okay,
yeah. Go get DoorDash. Yeah, go. Okay, so Do do you ever think there's a chance in hell at this point that Kim would ever go back to Kanye? I know this is
I mean, maybe for
no.
relevancy.
Okay. Now she closed the Dolce and Gabbana show, but now Kanye with Fashion Week, everybody is going on about this. This Bella, was it Bella Hadid had her dress spray painted on? Bella Hadid had her dress spray painted on. They came out. She was just in her underwear and her hands over her boobs, and they sprayed her dress on, and it was a real dress of fabric. Kanye keeps posting her on his stories, and people are saying that she is Kanye's new muse. Have you heard anything about that?
That Bella is?
That Bella is Kanye's new muse. He keeps posting her in his stories, and he posted a mood board. First off, Amelia Bedelia, Lisa Rinna's kid, is on the mood board. A young Kim Kardashian is on the mood board. But Bella, I mean, Bella seems to be the big one. Yeah. I mean, there's not really anything there.
Okay, like sure. I really could not care less about either of them in general. Just as people, I just don't find them as interesting as the entire world does.
But when you saw that at Fashion Week, for a woman, what does Fashion Week mean to you? Was there anything that knocked your socks off? Kanye was stomping around in mud yesterday at the Balenciaga show. That looked stupid. He had like 80 pockets on his black coat that said security. I mean, is there anything that does it for you? Like what I don't get what's exciting about this, like football, you know?
I appreciate more body representation on the runway. I like seeing what, some of the trends are going to be, because that's where it starts, is on the runway. Like how cargo pants are trending now. That is because fashion designers decided that. So yeah, I mean, I find that part interesting, but all of like the stunts and like the celebrities, I don't pay attention to that as much, honestly. And I pay attention to celebrities all the time, but I think in terms of Fashion Week, I like seeing the representation of plus size models on the runway and like what trends are going to be. I think that part is interesting right now. I mean, what we were just watching is Paris Fashion Week. So there was New York, London, Paris, Milan, I think is next. Unless I mixed up the order, but yeah.
Did they ever do like Scottsdale Fashion Week? I mean, do they hit all? I mean, do they hit every city?
Did you ever watch The Only Way is Essex?
No, wait, what is that?
It was like one of those British reality shows that was trying to be like The Hills, but like.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
And I didn't watch all of it, but I watched some episodes, and they were trying to make Essex Fashion Week happen. And like now it's been like 15 years since they filmed that. I'm like, what happened with that?
Did you happen to, I mean, what have you been able to watch or catch up on this week? Because last week you had a shit ton of TV that you were behind on. Were you able to make a dent into any of it?
I watched, I did watch Southern Charm. I did watch Beverly Hills. I'm caught up on those two. What else did I watch? I finally watched the, Bling Ring docu-series on Netflix.
Okay. What did you think of the Bling Ring docu-series on Netflix? Because I thought it almost like this Nick Prugo guy, I mean, you could see he still had like a boner for what he did. Like it felt like he was like, here's the deal. Here, I'm going to walk you through how to steal from people. Find the back entrance.
Corny. I thought it was, the way that they did the documentary was like corny. It was like them, Alexis and him were like narrating. They were like, okay, now it's my turn to get into where I grew up. And it's like, shut up. Like just do a real like true crime feel documentary, because this was like a crime. Like the way that Audrina was talking about it, like she is like forever like traumatized from that experience. So yeah, I don't love the way they handled it. And also like, I don't think I learned anything new. I feel like I've done enough. I want to say that there was another documentary about it before this happened, because I feel like I just knew literally all of this. Of course, I watched Sophia Coppola's movie Bling Ring with Emma Watson. Let's go to Paris's. I want to rob.
But I didn't know that what's her name? Like I thought what's her name had done way more of the robberies, and they made her the face. That was surprising to me.
Did you watch Bling Ring? Did you watch like the movie?
I did, but like I half watched it. I mean, like this was so long ago when it first came out that I didn't really.
She was just like a friend of that kind of like joined like
Yeah.
halfway through, like you kind of see in the docu-series, like
Orlando Bloom's
Nick,
house.
yeah, Nick Prugo and Rachel Lee, I think is her name. They were like the masterminds, the ones that like started it.
I wonder if
So
they made
yeah.
her the face because she was the pretty one. And fascinating, you guys,
Well,
if
she
you haven't
was the
seen
one
Pretty
with the
Wild,
reality
wow.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pretty
and I
Wild
loved
is
Pretty Wild. I was
it-
obsessed with Pretty Wild.
it's so good that they were able to capture that at that time. But also, even watching this documentary, what was interesting to me was even showing like how the scenes were faked in Pretty Wild. Like that arrest warrant at the door was just producers trying to recreate the scene of Alexis getting arrested. Like you see that, like we really only see the half truth with a lot of these reality shows.
Right.
Southern Charm. So you watched the season finale. What did you think of Craig kicking Leva out, like potentially by force?
I think that Leva's temper tantrum was like so stupid and immature. Like, so what? You're not at like the cool kids table. You just said you don't want to be around these people.
I
which
didn't
is why you didn't
understand.
go on the cast trip.
They had two
Like,
tables. Why? Who cares which table you end up at?
she just looked really immature and dumb, honestly. Just like immature and dumb. That's
But
I
then
was, and
Craig
I've
was
never,
immature and dumb. Then I think to say I'll have you removed. I mean, come on, like you're going to threaten security to remove Leva? That would be hysterical.
I'm never like on Craig's side, but I kind of was on Craig's side. And I know that he was like, it was a little too far to be like, fucking leave. Like they both look stupid and immature, but like Leva, I just like didn't. Leva and Naomi, I was like, you guys clearly don't want to be there. And sorry, you're not sitting at the cool kids table. Like, get over it. Like, this isn't like high school, like lunch period.
Well, Leva's just not used to shooting with she's used to shooting with her damn cute son, and they just make meals each episode. And then all of a sudden she's with grown-ups and she doesn't know how to act. Cause like, I'm like, this damn kid, they're always just cooking. They're just baking cookies in her kitchen the whole season. It's like I don't even understand why Leva is on this show at this point. The only thing I keep thinking is like, it has to be because they're doing that backdoor entry into the show about her bar republic.
Right. Exactly. I mean, yes, exactly. That's why you answered your own question.
Damn it.
I don't want to watch her. I agree. I don't care about watching her bake freaking cookies with her son. Like, her son's really cute, but like, I do not care. I don't care.
I mean, I do care though about Shep and Taylor, and it really was the saddest kind of thing at the end to have a postscript of she did quit her job and went all around, and we see the pictures of them traveling. They later broke up. So exactly what happened where, and also he's like, I'll put $30,000 into an account and we can share it. Like, dude, like she's a nurse. You better up that like $30 in a debit card, $30,000 in a debit card ain't shit.
Right. No. She was like, I know this sounds like every girl's dream. And I was like, does it though?
50,000 maybe is a kind of a dream, but 30,000. And now she has to go back and find a new nursing job. Did you see the trailer for the reunion that's going to be this week?
Oh yeah. It looks good. It looks good. Oh my God. I want to know if Olivia and Tom Ravenel really hooked up.
What was that say? So there was this thing that was it Madison that says this, or something that says that she's hooked up with everybody in this?
Right. And Madison, like, I do not like her as a person, but I will say I think that she tells it like it is. Like, it reminds me of like the Shep and Danny chlamydia thing, which was really a horrible thing for her to say, a horrible thing to out them on national television. But like, why would she make that up? Like, she clearly didn't make it up. Like, she had nothing.
It's so specific. It's so specific.
And like, she has nothing to gain by lying about it. Whereas like Danny and Shep, obviously, you know, they would lie about it because, you know, that's an embarrassing thing. And
Danny isn't even on the show anymore. And that partly is because of that, you know?
I know. I feel really bad that happened because that's a horrible, that's what I mean though. Like, Madison is a bad person, but like, I feel like
she gives good talking head. She is like the best. And
I feel like she tells it like it is. So it's like, yeah.
She also had the best line at the end of the trailer where she tells Andy, I mean, a Bible beater and an atheist, it wasn't going to work. And it, like, that was so simple, but it's like, yeah, you know, Shep's girlfriend, Taylor, you know, is very religious, and Shep is always talking about being an atheist. Of course, that's not going to work. And then then Taylor says like Shep slept with 300 whores and I'm just the whore that stayed around. First off, wild use of the word whore. I did not expect that. That is like kind of wild, but what an interesting statement.
Yeah. I'm very intrigued. I'm excited.
And also, Andy, calm down. Like you always just talk about like jacking Craig and like Austin off. Like it's like so weird and not like we know how horned up you are for Craig. And like that's the thing. No matter how childish Craig looks, I can even admit that Craig is a very good looking man. And I feel like that saved him so many times. Yeah. Don't you think? Really?
No.
Okay. Wait, I do have something. I saw that Nope movie and you saw that too. And you came on the podcast afterwards and you said that lead dude, Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah. You said he could be the next James Bond. I saw that Nope movie. There's no way that guy could be the James Bond.
What? Why do you say that?
Because he's like, he's kind of just like, he's not stocky, but he's not like, he's just like, I don't know. He's kind of just like an everyman to me.
I think that he's tall, attractive, smooth, sexy, has that like sexy, gravelly voice. He's kind of mysterious. Like, I feel like he'd be perfect. And
his eyes are mysterious.
Different taste, but you're not attracted to men. You're not attracted to men. So your opinion does not matter to us. So both on the Craig, you think Craig is hotter than Daniel Kaluuya? I'm against you. Okay. Oh, that's disgusting. Everyone, I hope you paid attention to this because that is disgusting.
You know what? The difference between me and most men, I'm willing to be wrong. I am willing to accept that I have the wrong opinion, but it is just my opinion. I'm just saying I saw that Nope movie and the whole time I was thinking about Sophie because I was thinking about she thinks this guy could be James Bond. And that's the whole movie. I thought that.
I feel like a lot of people think that. Like, it's not just me. It's like a common thing where people are like, yeah, Daniel Kaluuya would be a great James Bond.
I wanted that dude that played Luther and the guy from The Wire. And he's like, really like, he's like, you know what I'm talking about? The black dude that's like really attractive and he's British. I don't know. Anyways.
Idris Elba?
Yeah. I think Idris Elba would be great James Bond.
No, he would be good, but he's almost aging out of it. Like, I feel like he needs like a hot young thing.
So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you wasted your time with that. Can we get a Sophie update on where you think this show is right now? Because thank God I was so excited when I heard the season finale was coming up this week because it wouldn't be a season if you're not just dead tired of it. What did you think about this past week's episode? Because we had Erica pawning her hair extensions, more Lisa bullshit. What'd you think?
I mean, I think Rinna is full of shit, and I feel like everyone probably should agree with that. Like, she's full of shit. I do. If Rinna is the only witness, like, I don't believe that. I think that she finds who a fan favorite is. She cannot stand that, the Richard sisters. I don't know what she has against the Richard sisters where she wants to drive Kyle against them. Like, it is pathological with her. And I think that she's taken it too far. And Rinna needs to go. I'm serious. And I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, like, you're still going to watch it. Like, of course you're still going to watch it even if Rinna's on. But I've seen so many people be like, no, like, I'm dead serious. I'm so sick of watching her. Like, I am so done with her and I'm done with the show. It's really not good anymore with Rinna on it. And I'm like with them. Like, this season is
it's not unique anymore. Like, we've seen Rinna do the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing every single season. And yeah, I'm just like, she needs to go.
I want to present this idea though to you. Is that I'm okay with Kathy being a villain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that Kathy probably threw a temper tantrum, but like, to me, Kathy would make a far more exciting villain than Lisa Rinna ever could because Lisa Rinna acts everything out. Kathy literally took in that comment of, you've got a black heart and we got to find out why that is. Kathy goes, okay, I'm done here. And just got up, walked to the door, goes, wow, Kyle, these flowers are beautiful. Like, it was so eerie. And I was like, that's the kind of villain I want. If I told you, Sophie, in a real conversation that you have a black heart, wouldn't that like go, fuck you, Ryan? Wouldn't you say that?
I'd be like, you don't know my heart. like, you don't know me. Like, anyone who would say that I have a black heart does not know me. So
But
like,
it's so offensive. Like, I mean,
yeah,
like,
it's a
imagine
very
saying
offensive
that.
thing to say. And I think that Kathy probably was like, her opinion does not matter to me. She does not know me. And yeah, you don't, you, I just, yeah, I feel like that's just like such a fucked up thing to say. And I think that, yeah, again, if someone said that to me, I'd be really offended. It would depend on who it was. If it was someone's opinion whose opinion mattered to me,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would be very hurt by it. If it was someone whose opinion does not matter to me, I'd be like,
Yes. Well, that's what Kathy's like. Oh, it's Lisa Rinna. Like, I mean, like, by the
exactly.
way, Kathy is like kind of like a saint for even doing scenes with Lisa Rinna after Lisa Rinna treated her sister Kim Richards like a piece of shit, saying she was near death in all of those seasons. I was shocked that Kathy would even film with Lisa Rinna to begin with. Also, I do want to say there's been a lot of talk about this, and we still do not have an official word that Kathy used the F slur to a DJ in relation to a gay man. I think that is disgusting if it's true. I do have no support for that. I don't think it's cute or funny, but I do not have any proof of that either. And I'm so sorry, but your Instagram account where you said you talked to somebody who has a sister, who has a cousin, who does bottle service at the club isn't doing it for me, but I also don't I don't care. I don't think Kathy knows how to treat people anyways. And also, I don't give a fuck if Kathy requested Michael Jackson's music. That was one of her supposed best friends. I don't know. Like, I don't like Michael Jackson myself, and I think some of the things he did, if you watch Finding Neverland, was gross, but I don't give a rip what she requested.
I mean, yeah, I think that was like a little extreme that Crystal was saying, like, it's really not. And I agree that Michael Jackson was a, piece of shit. He was. But to say it's not like PC anymore to like request Michael Jackson songs. I'm like, do you know how many people request Billie Jean or like whatever song? Like, it's not like R. Kelly. Like, people are still requesting lots of Michael Jackson songs, even, woke millennials or Gen Z, whoever it is. Like, people are still listening to Michael Jackson. It's October.
Yeah.
We're hearing a lot of Thriller, I'm sure. Like, I just,
I
I don't
request
know.
Counting Crows and I get more made fun of than like Michael Jackson gets
Yeah.
requested. Like,
No, but I was like, yeah, I was I agree with Crystal that like it's not the most politically correct thing to be a Michael Jackson fan, but like I think it's kind of ridiculous to hold Kathy Hilton to that standard.
I was like, it's a club. They're going to play, I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was fascinating, but I'm so thankful. And also, what do you think about the burgeoning friendship between Erica Jane and Sutton? Because I just don't think Sutton needs to play that game of like, I'll say, come on over and I'll give you Popeye's chicken. She didn't need to do that. Right? Do you think it's smart to align yourself in any sort of way with Erica Jane?
No, but I feel like with Sutton, it might be better than being bullied in the moment. Like, I
No, I
feel
just
like
think
he's just trying to appease the bullies for a moment, but I still believe in her having like a strong reunion performance. I think she will.
I thought she had such great strength in still going up against Erica this season that I don't want to see her back down. And I really think with that triumvirate of Garcelle, Crystal, and Sutton, if they could really come together, it really is kind of interesting to see them topple the phony Force 5. Also, Freddie Mellencamp, I know you have a podcast and you say you get paid to talk about these things, but my God, just don't make it so it's like you're living up Lisa Rinna's asshole. And it's like, I don't like Tamara. You're back on the show. Tamara's an interesting reality show character. I know some people disagree with you, but Teddy just never was interesting. So why keep up on this? Like, go do something.
I love how the Bravo subreddit, I'm pretty sure the Real Housewives subreddit, I think banned any conversation of Teddy Mellencamp.
Why
Which
do you
I
think? Just
love.
because it's so boring, or
Because it's just like she's not relevant. She sucks. Everyone hates her. Not a single person in that subreddit likes her or likes talking about her or likes when she's brought up. So it's like, yeah, why talk about her?
Okay, I want to talk about something that I think you know a lot about because I think I saw you tweet about it, but I had no clue this existed before this week. And I was so up on like Adam, the Try Guys.
Yeah, I had no idea either. And I actually talk about this on my podcast in the episode that also comes out today with Winter Mitchell.
Oh, I love Winter.
I know.
I love Winter so much.
Oh my God. I have never laughed harder in my life. Like, she is so
her podcast,
funny.
you guys, called Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah.
I did one of the episodes a couple of weeks ago, but she is just so damn good at what I just love her so much.
I know.
But you guys talk about Try Guys.
Yeah, we talked about the Try Guys. And yeah, it's like this whole, I didn't know they existed either, but apparently everyone
Yeah.
did.
They're like 5
And
dudes that like try things and they have like
four. And so
cool.
one of them, Ned, it's Ned, Eugene, Zach, and Keith, I guess. Again, I like didn't know who any of them were like a week ago. And Ned was like the wife guy. Like he made his whole personality like being obsessed with his wife, who was also featured in a lot of their videos. She did a podcast with other like wives and girlfriends of the Try Guys called You Can Sit With Us, something like that.
Okay.
And she was like very, very involved with the whole company and clearly close with everyone. And video surfaced of him making out at a club with Alex, who was one of their producers, someone who had worked with them for a long time, but a subordinate employee. And as more details emerged, it seems like they had an ongoing affair. She had a fiance of 10 years, around 10 years, and it looks like that relationship is over based on, she deleted all of the pictures with him. And so it kind of got exposed and blew up, all like it went viral probably in a way that they never would have expected. And I respect how the Try Guys like immediately cut ties. Like
Yeah, they said they did an
immediately cut
internal
ties.
review and we do not have a path forward with Ned. But also I find it so fascinating is that like me and you, we had no idea the Try Guys existed until this happened. So like, isn't that just so weird that Scandal, I mean, this Ned guy obviously fucked up so bad, but now now I know about the Try Guys and now I might go watch one of their, like it is so weird how PR works is that it almost doesn't matter if you do bad or good anymore. It's just like that Adam Levine. They announced a Maroon 5 residency this past week in Vegas, and I'm sure they had been planning this for a long time. But I was like, is this going to help or hurt the Maroon 5 residency in Vegas? The fact that he's a kind of a D-bag.
I don't know. Well, everyone had heard of Maroon 5. I think with the Try Guys, I think it probably will help them a little bit because seriously, everyone knows who they are now, and I had never heard of them, and I'm a chronically online person. But I'm also
I figured you knew everything about them.
No, but I had never heard of them, but I'm also not someone that's like, what YouTuber can I watch today? Like, I'm never like watching YouTubers. Like, I do not I think that's a Gen Z thing. Like, I've talked to my Gen Z coworkers about it, and they love watching like a day in the life. Like, they love watching their favorite YouTubers. That's like just not my generation, I think. Like, it's never something that I seek out. I feel like now I found people like one of my favorite podcasts, Mr. Ball, and I think I've talked about it on here many times. I started watching his YouTube channel because I ran out of his podcast episodes to listen to. So like that, I always discover them through different mediums. There's an influencer that I discovered on Instagram that I now seek her out on YouTube. But like I never like am discovering anyone on YouTube. Like I don't get it. Like, who is watching YouTube shorts? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's past and by the a Saturday Night Live premiered, and it was Saturday. It was like what it was. It was like, oh, okay, but they did a sketch about Be Real, the social media app. And it was like cute, it was funny, but I had heard about Be Real, but it was like, oh, I don't think I need to go down the avenue of being a Be Real thing. And also I thought it was kind of sad because it was obviously product placement too, and within an SNL episode. And then the next sketch was a product placement ad for something else where they were all Charmin tissue. Like they actually made a sketch about Charmin, and it was obviously product placement.
No, but it was apparently copied from I guess some comedian that did a similar sketch, and people are like accusing them of ripping this comedian off, the Charmin sketch.
It's like, not even a good sketch.
And they did like a parody of like the Nicole Kidman AMC commercial, which was already like a parody in itself.
Yes.
So it's like, how do you parody a parody? Like SNL is just like, so I didn't even know, like, who was the host? Like
Miles Teller. And I will say, Miles Teller did the cold open. He was in the cold open. He played Peyton Manning, and he was actually, I got to say, it was the one I liked the most of the whole evening. But it was like, I just thought it was funny that I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize until Saturday that Saturday Night Live was coming back, and then I saw something about it. Going back to the Kardashians, I made my dad, where he wanted to hang out with me, so he watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then he stayed up and watched the Kardashians with me, this new episode from Hulu. And I swear to God, this man said at least 5 times, he goes, this is fucking bullshit. this is disgusting. He was like, this is disgusting.
Wait, what part? Like, what happened? I haven't watched it at all yet.
Okay, well, there was just thing like Kim's private jet, and she has like this thing
Oh.
that says Kim Air that you put down on the tarmac to walk up. And it was like they went and got Chloe a brain scan because Kendall's been doing it, and Chloe got all butthurt because the initial 10-question test said she wasn't resilient. And she was like, I have the picture of resiliency. And it was then she goes, get the head scan. And he's like, you have a lot of trauma here. And she's like, yeah, I went through a windshield when I was 16. And then Tristan dribbled a basketball at my head for the rest. No, but she was like, I've been cheated on multiple times. And it was just so weird. My dad, like, we're all used to this, but my dad went in cold on the Kardashians. Like, he knows of them. He's never watched an episode. He saw this and he was like, what the fuck is this? He said it made the housewives look more normal. It made the housewives look like an Oscar kind of thing. He was like, I can kind of like those ladies better. He kept asking, he goes, that Rinna girl looks familiar, but what's up with her lips? That's what he said about Rinna, but he hated the Kardashians. He was like, what the hell is this? This is gross.
I haven't seen any buzz about the new season. Like, I would not be surprised. I actually read somewhere maybe that they signed a 2-year contract or 2-season contract, with Hulu. I could be totally wrong and pulling this out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure I read this somewhere. And I would not be surprised if Hulu is like, you guys are not worth it. Like, who is watching it? I don't get it.
But see, I don't think it even matters because they're everywhere. So people just assume, like, I almost think the numbers are like, don't even matter really because Hulu gets to advertise them and the Kardashians are omnipresent now. Like, Kris literally said a line during this of like, because Kylie had her baby and she was like, we're always expanding. And it felt threatening. Like, it was like, we're going to keep expanding. And it really creeped me out.
No, but it's I feel like it's like with the Netflix budget cuts thing, like they need to make things that make people want to download your streaming service. So it's like, I think numbers do matter. Like, and
I hope so. I really hope so, Sophie.
Like, you know what? It's so worth paying the Kardashians $100 million. I have no idea how much they're making, but probably somewhere around $100 million a season because like now we're associated with the Kardashians. Like, I don't think they're having those conversations. I bet they're like, okay, we need to like hedge our bets right now. Or like, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Okay,
not in the business room with the Hulu execs, but like if I did that, kind of like Spotify and call her daddy, like it's a similar, like you overpaid.
Well, dude, Call Her Daddy, I guess, came back with a new season and they got Hailey Bieber, which is like, I guess a good get.
She got so much flack for, I guess, the questions. I'm not a Hailey Bieber fan at all, but I felt bad that she was getting so much flack when it was like the questions that Alex Cooper were asking her, like just weren't good questions. They were about Selena Gomez and she was kind of like trying to dance around it and like really not saying anything inflammatory at all. But she got so much hate from like the Selena Gomez stands, so much so that Selena Gomez came out and was like, stop.
Yeah, I saw that.
But yeah, Alex Cooper is just like not a good interviewer. There were so many more interesting things she could have talked about.
Are we allowed to like both Selena and Hailey? Are we allowed to? I mean, like, it's like, do we have to pick a side? With Kim Kardashian, though, I want to say that potentially the empire has taken a dent because today she was charged by the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, $1.3 million fine because Kim all willy-nilly posted on her Instagram stories for Ethereum Max, a crypto asset. And she did not reveal that this was an ad that she was paid $250,000 to do. So, so she got fined $1.3 million. And I feel like this is interesting. It's a small price to pay for somebody like Kim Kardashian, but she's done. I was like, wait till they get to loop giveaways,
Yeah, no. And that's a significant fine. I know that's like nothing to her. I get that, but like, that's still like 4 or 5 times what she was paid to do the ad. So like, yeah, that's a significant fine.
And this also was released on the day that Kim Kardashian's podcast got announced. Speaking of Call Her Daddy, Spotify releases a new exclusive podcast hosted by Kim Kardashian today. It's called Kim Kardashian's The System, The Case of Kevin Keith. Now, did you see the photo for this on Spotify?
No, I actually didn't.
It's Kim looking very serious because it is true crime. And this is
from me. Get that away from me.
This is her attempt to be Serial, you guys.
Oh
It is produced by true crime producer Lori Rothschild and Saldi. The series will be available worldwide and free for all Spotify listeners. It's going to be 8 episodes and explore the story of Kevin Keith, who was convicted of a triple homicide in 1994. So we'll see. I don't know if, I mean, why does, you know, like, can Kim not have everything? Like, let other people, let us do podcasting.
Let other people podcast. It's all we have.
The last thing is Kim also has a new line of homeware products made out of cement that look literally like cement. Did you see that?
Yeah, they do. And they're like super expensive too. It's like a trash can, literally a trash can that's like $300.
Yeah, like, come on.
No, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. She's definitely lost her touch because I can guarantee there's not a single person buying that. I'm sorry.
This is a story for your dude. Wolverine is back. Hugh Jackman is picking up the Wolverine claws again to be in Deadpool 3 with Ryan Reynolds. So we got Deadpool 3 with Wolverine. Is this something that your guy potentially might like?
No, he would definitely be interested in that, but I just like, I don't know. I'm not a Ryan Reynolds fan. He does like the same shtick and everything. And I know people are like, you don't like anything. I love Deepwater Horizon. Okay.
She does love a lot of things. I mean, you do. Like,
oh my God.
Give us something you love this week.
The new Planet of the Apes, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. If you
it's already out?
No, but it was announced. It was announced.
Okay.
So it's going to take place in the future, like far ahead in the future after War for the Planet of the Apes. So that was the third movie in the trilogy.
Does it still have the main ape guy, the Caesar? Yeah.
Caesar is home. But anyway, so like something about me is that I love anything with like CGI creatures. I love all of the Jurassic World. I love, King Kong Skull Island, love Planet of the Apes. Always. I remember going to the theater with my dad to see like the one from like 2000, what was it, like 2001?
Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg one.
Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg one.
Yeah. And Tim Burton directed that, actually. People don't forget about that.
You're right. That was like creepy. I remember it being really creepy, but it was like so up my alley. And yeah, so that is something that I do like. I guess I'm a Mark Wahlberg, even though I'm
are you still watching Lord of the Rings on Amazon?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
They've spent $1 billion on this, you guys. And I've not watched an episode of it, but they're trying to like, what's that thing called where they like negative bomb review something? There's a term for it where it's like fake reviews. I don't know the term for it,
but yeah, I guess people are pissed that they cast like people of color to be in Middle Earth.
So dumb. Guess who else is back? Stassi Schroeder, Straight Up with Stassi's podcast is back, you guys.
Stay away. Go away.
She has new cover art and she's learned a lot, she says, you guys. They released the
much.
The first 2 episodes. I just thought I was like, wow, she was doing so good on Patreon, but now she is coming back. It'll be interesting to see how people respond to her. Also, Scooter Braun did an interview this past week where he says he regrets now the way that he bought Taylor Swift's masters, and then he immediately sold them. But now he regrets them because before doing this business deal, he thought everybody would be happy to work with him because he's a good guy. So he never reached out to any of the artists because he bought other artists' rights too. He had never reached out to any of them. And he said, I started making phone calls and realized that was not the case. Like, why would you think that some artist that made shit would love that you bought their shit without permission?
Right. Like, okay, nice backtracking, Scooter.
Yeah, exactly. Did you watch Salt Lake City this week?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty strong start.
Right?
Yeah. And I know a lot of people have said this, but like with 5 housewives, they all have to put in the work. And I think they're all putting in the work this season.
Did it crack you up though, that the main focus is Meredith and Lisa when you got Jen Shah right there?
Well, I do think that like Lisa's hot mic moment and how it affected like Meredith and what's her husband's name again?
Seth. I'm Seth Marks. I'm in Canton, Ohio. I've got 4,000 employees.
I know, he's so corny and embarrassing, but like her hot mic moment clearly was like very real. Like it was very real where like she said some shit that, is very personal and very offensive to like she probably would have never said that to her face. So I'm kind of fascinated by the hot mic moment and how Lisa and Meredith really did have like a strong, very strong friendship. Clearly,
that's why it's so good because it's real. Like they did have a strong friendship.
Exactly.
And also, but somebody pointed this out to me this week. Jen Shaw was one of the people in the first season to bring up the idea that Meredith had a boyfriend in New York in the first place. And Jen Shaw is once again escaping any kind of blame for this. I mean, she'll have to go to jail eventually for the other stuff, but this, she's just kind of like skating through again. And I find it fascinating about that. Also, the Atlanta last part of the reunion was like whatever. But is there anything you're else looking forward to this week? We have the Southern Charm. We have the beginning of the reunion.
Potomac coming back.
Potomac comes back on Sunday.
Yes.
That's great.
Potomac is coming back, which I'm very excited for. I'm trying to think. I've been watching Bachelor in Paradise.
I didn't get to watch it. Was it good? I have it on my DVR.
Bachelor in Paradise is literally all I care about from like that franchise.
What's the main storyline right now? Anything?
I mean, they're not fleshing out like the couples yet, really. Everyone's just kind of like, ooh,
hey, they look really hot in swim trunks.
Yeah. And I'm like not familiar with most of these people because I haven't been watching like the past few seasons. So I'm like getting to know them too.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I saw the preview and I was like, I don't notice a couple. I don't recognize a lot of them, but do you think it's still worth watching even if I don't recognize a lot of them?
Yeah, for sure.
It was still fun.
Yeah, that's the boat I'm in, and it's still fun. Yeah.
And also, I mean, sad news. Well, good news and bad news are all good news. Trevor Noah is leaving The Daily Show after 7 years.
Good news. He's not funny. I
don't watch it. I was a Jon Stewart guy.
He's such an unfunny, corny loser. I'm sorry if this offends people. I actually posted on Twitter when this was announced. I was like, wait, did like any of you guys find him funny? And so many people were like, no. And some people were like, yes, I am a diehard Trevor Noah fan. I thought he was so insightful and smart. And then I also posted like some of his old anti-Semitic tweets where he literally was like very anti-Semitic on Twitter back in the day. And he never really there never really was anything that came from it, which is like just classic when people shit on Jews. It's like, it's fine usually, which is just like fucked up. So yeah, I'm probably biased against him for that reason, but yeah, I never found him funny.
Well, good luck. Good news because he's off. But then I got pissed because then they had photos with him and Dua Lipa. And
I think that was PR to distract people.
I love Dua Lipa. So, I mean, I know it's better than being with the Hadid boy who she was with for a long time, but I do not want Trevor Noah with Dua Lipa. I love Dua Lipa, and that was offensive to me. But I think they said they're just friends in another Daily Mail article I saw.
Well, I really think it was PR because I think that he actually is canned. And I know that he had a contract that was up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 100%. So everyone's like, oh, well, his contract was up this year anyway. He probably just wants to do like stand up again. And it's like, no, I think that if you have a cushy job, like being the Daily Show host at age, however old he is, like you're going to want to like keep doing that because it really, really, really keeps you relevant. Like it just does. Like look at Jon Stewart, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert. Like it really is a way to cement your career. And I don't think he would give that up willingly. And yeah, I would say that. And ratings have tanked since he took over. Like ratings are abysmal. So, yep, Trevor Noah got fired, and that's that. In my opinion.
The Dua Lipa thing is funny though, just in terms of PR, because Khloe Kardashian had a photograph taken with some hot dude at a fashion show last week that was on Netflix's horny show 360 or whatever it's called. Yeah. And then that dude's rep came out and said, no, they're just friends. And I was like, that's so sad for Khloe that even this guy's rep was like, no, definitely not with Khloe. Like that would hurt my feelings. Like, why can't we just even like put it out there a little bit, you know?
I know, that's so embarrassing.
And also shout out to our main man, Tristan Thompson, who this week finally, with Marley Nichols, the lady he had a baby with 7 months ago, finally came to a custody agreement, not to actually see the kid, but to give the kid money every month. So I'm glad it took 7 months to finally get some food on that kid's table. So thanks, Tristan. Good guy. This week, you guys, today you're listening to Sophie, but also then right after this, you go and listen to So True, or you start with So True and you come over here. And Winter Mitchell, I'm telling you, she's getting great guests. Winter
guys,
is
it
dope.
is. She is so funny. And usually I try to keep the episodes like, I don't know, like under an hour. We
Me
talked
too.
for almost 2 hours, and I know that my producer was so annoyed with me for it. And I was like, we can like split it into 2 episodes if you want. And he was like, no, it's so funny. Like,
Yeah,
it's just,
like
she is so freaking hilarious. Like, you have
and
to listen.
Winter has an encyclopedic knowledge of pop culture, and
Yes,
just like her, you can talk to her about anything. I
she
truly,
knows
truly love her.
everything. She's like a
Yeah.
Hollywood insider. Like, she's been in LA since like the year 2000. Like, she's been to she saw the Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears like dance off. We talk about that. Like,
Oh shit! I totally remember that from Us Weekly.
She was there. Like, she was there to witness literally everything.
She saw Fred Durst hook up with Britney Spears. She was there. Yeah.
No, I kept joking. I was like, you were literally on the plane when Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in. Like,
she's the Forrest Gump of pop culture. She's the Forrest Gump of pop culture.
She said that on the podcast. Like, we talk about like it's a must listen. So
I'm definitely going to listen to that episode because I love Winter. I think that will be a great episode. Also, go subscribe to the Substack. I have a feeling we might see an article about the Try Guys soon. Who knows? I'm just guessing. And also, happy birthday to Sophie's dude. We hope he has another great, successful year with the lovely Sophie Ross. Sophie, thank you so much, and we will talk to you next week.